Hello, cycling nerd! It's been a while since the last video. A few weeks have passed, also since my last bigger adventure, which was the Three Peaks bike race. And today I want to take some time to, talk about this, now that I had a little bit of time to reflect on what happened and gather my thoughts around it. I thought I'd make a short video about that. So I figured it's probably easier to talk about this while I'm not on my bike, trying to not fall over or run over people. My thoughts on the Three Peaks bike race. As you probably remember, Three Peaks bike race is an unsupported bikepacking race from Vienna to Nice. You basically plan your route yourself, but you have to cross 3 checkpoints. They are mandatory, and also it involves 3 mandatory parcours that you have to ride along. But other than that, you're pretty much on your own. And that's exactly why I was so interested in that, because that's what I love so much about cycling, bikepacking, all those things. I love to be outside. I love to plan the route. I love to just make my way around it. I love to cycle far, cycle long. And yeah, I thought it was just interesting to see how I would kind of compete in such a race. Now, it was never really a secret that I'm not in it for the race or to win or to, make the top whatever, but just mostly for myself. But so how did it go? Well, if you followed my Instagram or know me personally, you know that I unfortunately scratched after a few days. I will talk about that in a second. But I'm not really sad about the fact that I had to scratch, because I learned so much, and that was one of the main reasons for me to do this whole thing, to compete in such a race and to put myself up against those other people. Now, the race started in Vienna, and on the first day I was literally flying. So I was going really fast and I felt really good. I had a lot of fun, great weather, great camaraderie with the other riders. But honestly, and I only kind of found out about this later, the riding so fast was one of the reasons probably that I developed some problems, because I was mostly in my aero bars and in the drops, like in this aero position. And apparently this kind of really hurt my hip. So over the next 2 days, I developed some serious pain in my hips, so I almost couldn't pedal with my right foot. And that obviously is not really great if you have another, 2,000 kilometers and 25,000 meters of elevation to go. So that was one problem. But to be honest, that could be kind of alleviated a little bit by just changing my position and not be in the aero bus so much anymore in the following days. What really was the problem is that I didn't feel it. I really didn't feel it, and that developed during the second day, probably a little bit helped by the rain and the cold and all that stuff. But honestly, we all know this is just temporary, and once the sun comes out, you're golden again. So I don't really want to blame the weather, and there's no point in doing that, but it really was, I really didn't feel it. And now that I had a little bit of time thinking about it, I think it was because I didn't really do it, or the route and the race, the whole thing wasn't really my idea. I was basically following somebody else's rules, and that kind of, I didn't really feel it. So I really had to pressure myself in the mornings to get up and get on the bike and cycle, and it was beautiful. Make no mistake, that was absolutely amazing, but I didn't really feel it. I didn't enjoy being on the bike, and that for me is kind of the most important part of cycling. Now, one thing I want to stress here is, and that's because it might sound like I'm really whining a lot about some trouble I put myself in, that's not the point of this video. I'm not complaining about everything that happened. I just want to report about it, and now that I had some time to reflect about it, I want to tell you about it. Because while I was cycling and not really feeling it, I kind of started thinking, okay, then why are you even doing this? Who are you doing this for? And the answer to this was always just me. There's nobody else I want to prove anything to. Like I said, I don't want to win the race. I'm not comparing myself to other contestants. It's just about me. Now, the problem is we're all kind of competitive animals, so of course I checked the tracker, and of course I compared myself to other people, and of course I was impressed by other people who apparently have so much autoaggressive power in themselves that they can put themselves through unimaginable stress and hardships to basically ride so much faster than me and with almost no sleep. I don't know how they do it. To be honest, I found out I don't really want to know, because that's not me, that's not my style, that's not why I ride. I want to enjoy it. And so after the 4th day, which I spent in the Dolomites up on the Tre Cime di Lavaredo, I decided, okay, that's it. That's it for me, because I don't want to ruin cycling for me. And so accordingly, I scratched. And the moment I did this, there was so much pressure, like relieved instantaneously. And it felt so good to do that and to have made that decision and to be back on my own terms. Because the next step would have been to go up a pass that I'd never ride that up myself. And the only reason I would have ridden up is because the organizers of the race said, hey, next go up here. So that didn't really sit right with me, and accordingly I decided not to do that, to scratch, to book a train back home and find my own way through the Dolomites, which was amazing. It was probably one of the most beautiful days I had during the race. And so I went home. Now there's 2 questions you might ask. One is, do you regret your decision? And the answer is a resounding no, not at all. I'm very happy with it. And that brings me to the second question, would you do it again? Which is also a no, because I'm happy I did this. I'm happy I put myself through this test, through this kind of experiment, because now I found out that those kind of races, or I don't know, too organized kind of ways of riding my bike is not really what I'm after. I'm after freedom on the bike. I'm after doing my own thing. So that's what I'm going to continue to do. And the good thing is, and that's why I'm kind of really proud that I made the decision to scratch, I didn't lose my joy, my fun in cycling. So I already did some big bike races. I will go on another big bike race next weekend. I have some really cool things planned. I still love cycling, and it would be a shame if that kind of race or experience, or putting myself under too much pressure to finish something that that doesn't mean anything to me, that might have ruined it totally. So yeah, I'm really happy and content with my decision to scratch and to go back to my own terms and do what I like best, which is just riding my bike. Now, one last thing I want to make sure here is, or want to make sure you understand, is I don't want to discourage anybody from doing a bike race, from participating in those kind of events. And I also want to pay my highest respects to people participating in them or even winning them, because it's crazy. It's amazing, and they are really great athletes, and also, as I found out, amazing people. I had so much fun and met so many great new people. So yeah, if you want to do these things, I absolutely encourage you to do it. Try it out. Find out for yourself. Maybe you're a race type. Maybe you're like me and are not a race type. So yeah, just do what feels right. Try out, and there's absolutely no shame in doing what you feel is right for you. That's, I think, probably the most important thing. That said, there are a few organized events that you might find me participating in. I'm not gonna spoil or put myself under pressure now to really then in the end do them or sign up for them. But there are definitely some things that I'm interested in that really piqued my interest, and you might find me on some participant list for any organized event. Just the racing thing is not really for me, so you will not find me in any races anymore. Alright, and that's it. Probably the weirdest of all my vlogs so far, just a random cycling guy standing in the forest talking to a camera. I definitely turned some heads here. I don't care. I really wanted to, put this out there to let you know what happened, just to round off my series about the Three Peaks bike race and my experiences, because I think this is kind of, the kind of going full circle. My experience definitely involves letting you know what happened and why I made my decisions. So thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you in one of my next videos. Stay tuned!